Lesson 16, I will understand and solve two-digit dividend division problems with the remainder in the ones place by using number disc. So today we're going to kind of transition away from area model and we're going to start looking at what it looks like when you solve a division problem using standard algorithm. Standard algorithm is just another word for kind of like probably what your parents use to divide. It's probably going to look like something you've seen before. In your math journal, go ahead and get it ready. And please make sure that you're writing all of this and not skipping it. Sometimes I'm coming back to ask boys and girls to get out their math journals. And when they do, I'm not seeing any of these headings written here. So it makes it kind of hard to figure out what goes with what lesson. All right, so the first thing I want you to put in your math journal is I want you to put 6 divided by 3. And I want you to think to yourself, 6 ones represents what? What does this represent? It represents the whole, right? And the 3 represents how many groups we're going to put the 6 into. So we're going to show 6 using number disc. So in your math journal, I want you to draw a place value chart, tens and ones, and I want you to put your 6 ones just like this. Then I'm going to show you how to model division in a place value chart. All right, so since it's 6 divided by 3, in your place value chart, I want you to draw 3 lines, just like I have here. And those 3 lines are going to represent the 3 groups. Okay, so if you look right here, you can count these groups like this. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to evenly divide these 6 into 3 groups, kind of like if you were dealing cards to a friend. So you'd say, okay, you get 1, you get 1, you get 1, you get 1, and you get 1, and you get 1. Okay, but when you stop, you have to make sure that everybody has the same number. If you don't have enough to give everybody another one, then you have to stop. All right, so are there any ones left over? In this case, there would be no. So how many are in each group? So if you look, each group has 2. So 6 ones divided by 3 would equal 2 ones. Okay, I want you to write this number sentence underneath your place value chart. 6 ones divided by 3 equals 2 ones. I know that seems silly, it's so easy, but I want you to write it anyway. All right, now, let's talk about what this would look like using standard algorithm. And you're going to see right here, this is an example of what standard algorithm looks like. Sometimes you may see the division bar look a little different. I'm going to write over here to the side. I've seen it look like this. A lot of times I tend to write mine like this. And what that means is 6 divided by 3. So you think to yourself, how many 3s are in 6, or how many times can I divide 6 into 3? And the answer to that would be 2. We already know that. So the quotient goes on top of the division bar right up here. And then below it, you're going to multiply 2 times 3 to see if you have any left over. In this case, we have none, so we do not have any remainder. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. That's what it looks like as standard algorithm. All right, let's do another problem. So find another space in your math journal, and we're going to do 36 divided by 3. And again, I want you to begin with a place value chart, and I want you to model 36. So you can see I have 3 tens, 6 ones, and again, I have my place value chart into 3 groups. Okay, so I'm going to take all this and divide it into 3 groups. So you can see again, I have my 3 groups. 1, 2, 3 groups. It's really important that you go back and count these because it's really easy to get this confused and not have enough lines. All right, so whenever we're dividing something that has tens and ones, you always start with the greatest place first. So in this case, tens would be our greatest place. So we're going to start by dividing our tens. So again, I'm going to divvy up the tens just like I would if I was playing cards. And I have enough to have 1 10 for every group, and I have no tens left over. So now I can go over to the ones. Now I've already divided 6 into 3 groups, so I know that I can put 2 in each group. It's still going to be 2. 6 divided by 3 still is 2, so I'm not going to waste my time going through and counting it out. All right, so this time, where is the quotient in this place value chart? Well, I have to look at my groups, and I have to look at what is in the whole group. So in this case, I have 1 10 and 2 ones. So the quotient would be 12. So 36 divided by 3 equals 12. Okay, we already did that. I'm a little ahead. All right, so let's talk about what this looks like in standard algorithm. Okay, so first of all, you'll see that I divided the tens first. That's exactly what I did on my place value chart. I took 3 tens and divided it by 3, and that gave me 1, and then 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 minus 3 is 0. Then I divided the 1, so that's why the 6 comes down. So I had 6 ones. Now I'm ready to divide the 6 ones. Whatever is left down here below the equal bar is what is left to divide. So if I stopped right now and I said that 36 divided by 3 was 10, I would not have divided this 6. I would have only divided 30. 30 divided by 3 is 10. That's why whatever is left down here, you have to keep dividing until whatever is left below the division bar is less than what you're dividing by. All right, so now we're ready to divide the ones. So I took 6 ones and I divided it by 3, and that gave me 2 in each group. So 36 divided by 3 is 12 with no remainder. Make sure that you have copied this in your math journal. This again is called standard algorithm. You will see it again. It's the most efficient way to divide, but it is really important that you understand what's happening in standard algorithm. That's why we are using the place value chart to show you exactly what happens so that you will understand standard algorithm a little bit better. Okay, now we're ready to take a look at our problem set. So write your name at the top of your problem set, and let's read the directions. It says, show the division using disk. Relate your work on the place value chart to long division. Long division is another word for standard algorithm. Check your quotient and remainder by using multiplication and addition. So this time we're going to check our work. All right, so I'm going to put 7 ones in my place value chart. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put one back in here, 7. And it says divided by 2. So I'm going to put 2 groups below. Okay, so make sure you count. 1, 2. All right, so now I'm just going to put ones in the group until I don't have enough left over to give everybody another. So I get to right here, and I only have 1 left. I don't have enough to put 1 in each group, so I have to stop there. So my quotient would be 3. My remainder would be 1. So now let's relate that to long division. So I took 7 and I put it into groups of 2, and I had 3 in each group, so that's my quotient. And then I do 3 times 2, which is 6. And when I subtract, I'm left with 1. That's how I know that there's a remainder of 1. Now I'm going to check my work. So I take my quotient and I multiply it times my divisor, which is 2. 3 times 2 is 6, but I'm trying to get to 7. Remember, you have to add the remainder on, and that gives me 7. So that means that my answer is correct. All right, let's try 27 divided by 2. So now I'm going to do 2 tens and 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to divide it into 2 groups again. So again, I'm going to count, make sure I've got 2 groups. 1, 2. And then I'm going to divide my tens first. You always start at the greatest place. So I've got 1 10 here and 1 10 here. I have no tens left over. So now I can just go to the ones. I've already divided 7. So I know that I can put 3 in each group. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I have 1 left over. All right, so my quotient, look at your group here. This is my quotient. I have 1 10 and 3 ones, so my quotient is 13. My remainder is what I had left over here is 1. So let's relate that to long division. So first I divided the 2 tens into 2 groups, and that was 1 10 in each group. So when I subtracted, I had no tens left over. That's why that's 0. And then I divided the ones. So I had 7 ones, so 2 goes into 7 3 times. That's I had a group of 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I had 1 left over, so it's 13 remainder 1. So now I'm ready to check. You always use your answer. My answer is 13. I'm going to multiply that by my divisor, which is 2, and that gives me 26. And then I have to add my remainder, which is 1, so I get 27. So since my original number I was dividing is 27, that tells me this is correct. All right, why don't you try to do 8 divided by 3 by yourself? If you don't feel comfortable, you can do it along with me, but if you feel like you can do it by yourself, pause the video and try it. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to divide this into 3 groups. So go back and count your groups. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to put these into groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I've got 2 left over, but I've got 3 groups, so I can't make any more groups. So here's my quotient. My quotient is 2, and I have a remainder of 2. So I put 8 into 3 groups, and I had 2 in each group. 2 times 3 is 6. I used 6, 2, 4, 6, and I had 2 left over. So I have 2, remainder 2. So I'm going to check my work. My answer was 2. I was putting them into groups of 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. Add my remainder. Gives me 8. Okay, I think this is kind of fun. All right, let's do 4. All right, so now we're going to do 38 divided by 3. Again, if you feel comfortable doing this by yourself, try it and then come back and check with me. All right, so let's go ahead and put 38 in our place value chart. 1, 2, 3, and then 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm dividing it by 3, so I've got to make 3 groups. One, 2, 3. All right, so I've got to start with the tens. I start divvying them up, and I have exactly 1 10 for every group with no remainders. So now I'm going to go over to the ones. I've already divided 8 into 3, if you remember from the last time I did 8 divided by 3. So I know that I can put 2 in each group, and I actually marked that one out. I can put 2 in each group. Something's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. I have a remainder of 2. All right, so my quotient would be 10 and 2 1s, so my quotient is 12, and I have a remainder of 2. So first I divided the tens. 3 tens divided by 3 was 1, and then I multiplied 1 times 3 is 3. I used all 3 tens. That's why I had no remainders in the tens. And then I divided the ones. So when I put 8 into 3 groups, I had 2 in each group. That used up 6 ones with 2 left over, so I had a remainder of 2. So now I'm going to check my work. 12 times 3 is 36 plus 2, which is my remainder, gives me 38. Okay? Again, if you feel confident that you can do 6 divided by 4 by yourself, try it and then come back and check. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put this into 4 groups. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to put 1 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have 2 left over. So my quotient would be 1 with a remainder of 2. So when I put 6 into 4 groups, I had 1 in each group, and that used 1 times 4, which is 4 ones. I had 2 left over, so I have 1 remainder 2. So 1 times 4 is 4, plus my remainder, which was 2, gives me a total of 6. All right, I believe this is the last problem. If you haven't done any by yourself, I'd like for you to try to do this one all by yourself and then come back and check with me. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. And I'm putting this into groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So come back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to put 1 in each group. 1, 2, 3. You have to be really careful. 4, 5. Okay, I had just enough, no remainders. Okay, now I'm going to divide the ones. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've only got 2 left, so that's going to be my remainder. Okay, so let's look at my quotient. I have 2 10s and 1 1 in each group. So 21 is my quotient at a remainder of 2. So first I divided the 10s. 8 10s divided by 4. I had 2 10s in each group, so 2 times 4 was 8. I had no 10s left over, and then I divided the ones. When I took 6 and divided by 4, I had 1 in each group. So 1 times 4 is 4. I had 2 left over, so that was a remainder of 2. Now I'm going to check my work. My answer is 21. I put these into 4 groups, so that gives me 84. I had a remainder of 2. That gives me 86. So my answer is correct. Remember, when you do your exit slip, you can always come back and look at your problem set. You can even come back and listen to the video again if you need help.